trying to play no game. You tell me you don't go nowhere, and no one even know your name. Now look how you winding up. Drink yours now in my cup. I tell her not time to rest. She's telling me no, not yet. You told me that you were all the girl. Now look like you don't want to go home. You ordered 2 more drinks, they don't take you out your zone. Just yesterday, you tell me you into nothing. Just church, look at you now. Can't tell me you're into something. I hardly park my car. You rushing the dance, saying this your song. I never know this your song. You tell me this is your first time, but I hear you shouting more, 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 more. It's like you've been whining. Say only church then home. Say you live alone. 6 collect and done. You think you're fooling? Who you think you're fooling? Who you think you're fooling? I see you coming long time. I see you coming long time. You say you're on the press team. Well, yeah, you think you're slick. Now you're on your 10th collect. Who you think you're fooling? Not me, not me, not me, not me. I see you coming long time. You must see, think I blind. Hey, y'all mash this party up. Let me see your waistline, shake it up. Break the break, got me turn right up. Now junk no start to take over. I let me see you whine it. 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 Y'all mash this party up. Let me see your waistline, shake it up. Break the break, got me turn right up. Now junk no start to take over. I let me see you whine it. Girl, you've been doing this long time, and you telling a big lie. Main Street. Bang down to Regatta.
Tonight, an alleged abuse victim says she's been wronged by the system. Also, the search is on for a missing Bimini man. And later, constituents react to some recent political announcements. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janae Noel. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, allegations of brutal violence, claims of serious breakdowns in the justice system, and growing questions about accountability. A woman alleges tonight she was beaten by a police officer and is now speaking out, claiming the case went through the courts without her knowledge. The officer has since been dismissed from the force, but the victim says she's been left in the dark. Arlington Ritchie Jr. has the details tonight.
An uphill battle and an unfair court system. That's how a woman who alleges she was beaten and left fighting for her life at the hands of a former Royal Bahamas Police Force constable, number 4749, Devon Curtis, describes her quest for justice. She claims communication between all parties involved broke down and that court hearings went ahead without her knowledge. Sources confirmed to Eyewitness News that the charge of grievous harm against Curtis was dismissed after the prosecution reportedly failed to present witnesses and the complainant did not appear in court. However, on Tuesday, prosecutors exercised their right to reinstate the grievous harm charge. The emotional woman, near tears, says she and her legal team had no idea the matter was being heard.
One thing I know, if I have to die fighting this case, I will die fighting this case. They claiming that they called me on numerous occasions.
And just to be clear, no one has reached out to you or
nobody.
Back in November 2025, Curtis allegedly left the victim with bruising to the brain and fractures to her face. Injuries, she says, were not only physical, but mental and emotional as well.
I have to deal with this on a daily basis. The doctor said if I came in 2 hours later, I gotta lose my life. I still see blurry vision. My memory come and go.
The woman says after she spoke out about the attack, public speculation quickly followed, with some people claiming she and Curtis knew each other. She believes poor communication from the courts only helped fuel those narratives.
That's how it looks. It looks like that because it's a no-show. He had called and I didn't show up. It looks like we had something going on for true.
As the case continues, the alleged victim says it feels like she's fighting multiple battles all at once.
He out on the road doing whatever you have to do, normal. And I suffering with the injuries. I still, it getting to me.
Sources confirmed that following Curtis's court appearance before Magistrate Abigail Farrington, he was granted bail in the amount of $6,000 with one shorter. Curtis is being represented by attorney Bajan Ferguson. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
On to some other news tonight. A concerned relative demanding answers as her family struggles with the search of a family member while allegedly receiving no help from officials. Our Jose Etienne takes it from here.
40-year-old Renato Brennan has been reported missing since January 22nd after leaving Bimini on a boat trip that relatives believe may have ended in Florida waters. Nearly 3 weeks later, his sister, Dornisha Hamilton, says she and her family feel abandoned in the search for their loved one.
It's just like a bunch of nonchalantness, and then I see a lot of different missing person reports coming out, but nothing about my brother. They're not calling. They're not saying if they called anywhere, if they talked to the Coast Guard, or it's like business as usual. Like, okay, they made their report, that's it.
A cloud of uncertainty continues to hang over Brennan's disappearance amid claims that he may have been involved in an alleged human smuggling attempt. While that allegation could be under investigation, Hamilton has strong words for authorities, insisting that regardless of the circumstances, her brother deserves to be found.
Whatever capacity left with me, and he's still left as a Bahamian man. You understand? With a family. And now his family is concerned. You really don't get a pass for being nonchalant because you said that he was doing something illegal.
Hamilton, who is currently in Andros, says she went to the Fresh Creek police station to file a missing person report, but claims the response she received was discouraging. She says the lack of action forced her to take matters into her own hands, including creating her own missing person flyer.
I went up there. They was like, oh, we're waiting to hear from the police station in Bimini. So when my mommy called Bimini, they said, oh, it's flagged in our system. But then that was it. Okay, it's flagged in your system. Have you sent anyone out to look for him? Have you talked to the lady that he was staying with in Bimini?
Still desperate for answers, Hamilton says she has been trying to piece together what may have happened and has received information from someone who was allegedly on the boat that day.
About an hour in to their departure, this was when the boat would have capsized. And she said everybody surfaced and she was screaming for him. She was screaming for him. And they never saw him again. She said they would go there until sun break again. She was not sure what time, but she know the sun was up the next day. And a boat passed, and that boat called the Coast Guard, calling everywhere, trying to get some information. And when I finally got in contact with the Bahamian consulate, they said that they did find a boat, but no Bahamians was on board the boat.
Eyewitness News reached out to police officials who say they are continuing efforts to ascertain Brennan's whereabouts. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, a 48-year-old man dying in hospital on Monday night after being struck by a vehicle while crossing Robinson Road on Sunday. Police say the incident taking place shortly after 8 near 8th Street in the Grove. He was transported to hospital where he later died. Investigators say there were no witnesses or vehicle description that have been identified. The matter remains under active investigation. Also, a 23-year-old man is in hospital tonight after being shot during a brazen incident on Cedar Way off of Carmichael Road on Monday evening. Police say shortly after 8, the victim was visiting relatives when a dark-colored Japanese vehicle pulled alongside the home. He reportedly left and returned moments later. Police say the victim then approached to see if the occupants needed assistance. The man exited the vehicle, pulled a firearm, and opened fire. The victim was struck in the right upper arm and was taken to hospital. He's now listed in stable condition. On to some other news. The Coalition of Independence leader Lincoln Bain responding to a legal notice published in the Tribune requiring him to appear in court next month over an outstanding civil judgment reportedly totaling some $90,000. The matter stemming from a failed investment dating back more than a decade. Following that publication, Bain maintains that an agreement was reached between all parties involved, but he alleges that the other side failed to follow through. He addressed the issue publicly, offering his account of the dispute and the circumstances surrounding that court notice.
Someone felt I should pay them back personally, and so it went through the ropes. The Privy Council said they wasn't taking it. That's a crazy case. They don't want it. And so at the end of the day, I told them that we would deal with that matter. All right? And I gave my lawyer instructions, and I said, go and negotiate with the other lawyer and settle it. And so that is what she did. And they came across a figure, amount of money to pay, And when they came across that number, my lawyer said she had one requirement. And that requirement was proof of life. Because that person has never shown up to court, other than when she came to testify. Now, if someone owe me money, I could tell you something, I could be in court every day. And so all my lawyer said, to be fair, all we want is a driver's license to prove that you're alive. That's it. So that we're not paying the law firm. We want to know that you push this, not the law firm.
Bain claims once all sides of the legal divide decides to adhere to agreements, the money will follow.
All we asked for is proof of life, and we're ready. But, of course, after she asked for proof of life, she didn't hear from the lawyers on the other side again. And then they came with this nonsense saying they can't catch up with Lincoln Bain, so they had to publish in the paper demanding that I pay. The easiest person in the Bahamas to catch up with is Lincoln Bain. I announce everywhere that I am going to be, and I am there. I am live every Sunday with the public can come here, right here. I am in my offices every single day. And so the easiest person to catch up with is Lincoln Bain.
Meantime, an American man is behind bars tonight after police at the Lynden Pinling International Airport allegedly discovered illegal drugs and undeclared baggage in his luggage on Monday afternoon. The 69-year-old was checking in for a departing flight, having declared a sum of cash, but after being subjected to a random bag search, officers reportedly found cigarettes containing suspected marijuana and an additional $10,000 he did not declare. The man was taken into custody and cautioned in connection with that discovery. Meantime, police on Abaco investigating two separate stabbing incidents on Monday, leaving 2 men injured and a teen in custody. Police responding to the first incident after 9 at the Murphytown Community Park. The victim, who was taken to the local clinic, was reportedly stabbed in his back following a verbal altercation that turned physical with another man. Investigators say the suspect left and reportedly returned with 2 others who were all armed. A 17-year-old boy has since been arrested in connection with that incident. In the second case, around 8, a man arrived at the Marsh Harbor Health Care Center with stab wounds to his back and upper chest. Police say he was walking past a business on Croquet Drive when he was approached by a man known to him who attacked him with a sharp object. The condition of both victims remain unknown as investigations continue. On to news from the political arena tonight, now that the Killarney MP, Dr. Eyewitness, has made his plans known, announcing he will run as an independent candidate. Our Laurencia Smith has reaction tonight.
After months of chatter and speculation, former Prime Minister Dr. Eyewitness has drawn a line in the sand. Last night, he announced that he will be running as an independent candidate for Killarney in the next general election. This morning, we hit the ground in the constituency to garner reaction from voters.
Because he's not with a party, how that would go if residents are still going to be willing to vote for him.
It's a wonderful idea.
Why?
Because Dr. Minnis has served this constituency very, very well.
He would run as an independent. It made too much sense. Well, that one, he wouldn't win that seat.
He made the point on Beyond the Headlines with Shanique Miller. He says his focus remains on leading his community, treating residents with respect, and upholding the core values of the FNM.
By Cecil Wallace Whitfield and others. Those core values that I hold on to are integrity, transparency, respect, inclusiveness.
The former prime minister was sidelined by the FNM. They ultimately gave the nod to Senator Michael Barnett Ellis for that area. Minnis says he harbors no ill feelings and remains confident in his relationship with constituents as he runs as an independent.
When you allow ill feeling to get in your body, that in itself causes sickness and stress. I don't have time for that. I am a very relaxed person.
Political experts say Killarney could become a hotly contested seat, with 4 names expected on the ballot: Minnis, Barnett Ellis, former Progressive Liberal Party Senator Robin Lyons, and Coalition of Independents Deputy Leader Dr. Veronica McGyver. When asked about his opponents, Minnis had this to say.
Met Robin Lyons.
Robin
If
Lyons.
she stood in front of me, I wouldn't know
You wouldn't
her.
know her?
What I do know and what I've heard, I know that she's active PLP, and what I know of the PLP, they are good, excellent, at glitz and glamour. So
Minnis has been the MP for the area since 2007. We also asked residents what are their expectations for whomever is elected to represent the area.
I don't know, they just probably gonna have some big shoes to fill because, like I said, this is his area and, he has been successful in past elections. So I just feel like it's gonna be some big shoes for, if he is not successful, whoever the person is.
A lot of things that need to be done in this area.
Like what?
Okay, they need food drive-by, they need hosting.
And despite his intention to run as an independent, according to parliamentary officials, Dr. Minnis will remain recognized as an FNM MP until he formally notifies the parliament. As the campaign trail heats up, only time will tell who the voters of Kalani will mark their X for in the upcoming general election. Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, the race to the 2026 general election is underway, and the Progressive Liberal Party has locked in its full slate of candidates, with Prime Minister Philip Davis confirmed at the top of the ticket, setting the stage for a bid to secure back-to-back terms in office. Arlington Ritchie Jr. present for ratification night. He brings us the details in this report.
After months of political posturing, rallies, and internal jockeying, the Progressive Liberal Party has locked in its team for Decision 2026. The party officially closing the curtain on its ratification process and putting its full slate of candidates on the political starting block. At the top of that ticket, Prime Minister Philip Davis, formally confirmed as the PLP candidate for Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador, clearing the way for his bid at a second consecutive term in office. Davis returning to his political roots, asking constituents for another vote of confidence.
Cat Island taught me faith. Rumkey taught me humility. San Salvador taught me pride.
Joining the Prime Minister on the front line, a mix of party heavyweights and familiar faces. Veteran politicians Glenys Hannah Martin and Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper both securing their nominations. Hannah Martin for Anglerston and Cooper for Exuma and Ragged Island. Meanwhile, the PLP is looking to make inroads in traditional FNM territory. Former candidate Renika Knowles, who lost to Dr. Hubert Minnis in Killarney back in 2017, is now turning her attention to Long Island, hoping to turn the historic FNM stronghold yellow.
We will build on this progress. Long Island has suffered from poor representation for far too long. We need real investments in your priorities.
In St. Anne's, newcomer Keno Wong is taking aim at incumbent MP Adrian White, making his case for change in the Eastern District.
St. Anne's deserves better. Our country deserves better. And tonight, I say it's time to get rid of Adrian White.
And it's not just career politicians stepping forward. Senior PLP executives are also making the jump to frontline politics, with Deputy Vice Chairman Obi Roberts ratified for Southern Shores and former Vice Chairman Robin Lines getting the nod in Killarney.
Southern Shores, can I count on you? Registered and to get transferred now.
I say no. You gotta understand something. Kalani has been an F&M stronghold for too long. They had to let the lioness loose and send her to bring it home.
With the process now complete, Prime Minister Davis declaring the party united and ready for battle, calling the final slate a, quote, complete family. The official campaign kicks into high gear on February 16th as the PLP seeks to do something no government has done in nearly 3 decades, win back-to-back terms. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Well, moments after officially launching his re-election bid, Prime Minister Philip Davis made a direct appeal to bargaining agents across the country, asking them to place their trust in his leadership once again, following his ratification to carry the PLP's banner into the 2026 general election. Davis acknowledged some lingering concerns within the labor movement, while pledging that unions will remain front and center under a Davis-led administration. Speaking candidly, the nation's chief emphasizing partnership and continuing as he seeks to secure another term in office.
I want to speak directly to our union brothers and sisters and to every healthcare worker across this country. You can trust me. You can trust this government. When the pressure was highest, you showed up. You carried this country, and we respected that work because we understand what it costs. My view is simple. Working people deserve fairness. Unions deserve respect. Healthcare workers deserve support. This government will engage with unions. We'll sit at the table. We will solve problems with you, not against you. And let me be clear, as long as I am Prime Minister, unions will always have a seat at the table.
Davis says he understands the plight of healthcare workers, which recently made headlines following a reported nurses sick out amid overtime payments, grievances, and medical staffers speaking out on public healthcare conditions.
Healthcare workers will never be taken for granted. We know the strain in our hospitals and clinics. We know the long shifts, the staffing gaps, the stress, and the sacrifice. So we'll keep backing our frontline workers. We'll keep strengthening the healthcare system. We'll keep investing in better care for patients and better conditions for staff. I give you my word tonight. My government will stand with you. And we will not allow pettiness to undo progress. Let me say it again. We will not allow, that means all of us, or not to allow pettiness to undo progress.
While she was a senior member of the opposition Free National Movement until November of last year, and today Karen Shepherd has joined forces with the Progressive Liberal Party as she cited concerns of being allegedly sidelined by the party's leadership. Now, F&M insiders say her departure was not a surprise after she was reportedly denied a nomination for the upcoming general election. As she was officially welcomed into the fold by PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell, Shepherd noted that she did not have an opportunity to speak with F&M leader Michael Pintard, but the former vice chair and three-time Women Brands president says she's excited for a fresh start.
I didn't have an opportunity to speak with him, but my former leader did not reach out to me from November when I made myself known. And so therefore, what can I say? Leadership, any political party rise and fall on leadership. And if you don't have the fortitude to meet with your members, your senior members at that, it makes it more difficult and makes it more easier for them to make certain decisions. And so I don't regret my decision that I have made. I've made a decision with clear conscience. I served 33 years in the F&M, 3 times as president, and people will tell you I was the best president that the F&M has ever had. And so I look forward to bringing that same tenacity here in the PLP.
Well, Shepherd didn't stop there, claiming that she's not the only one who's grown weary with the F&M's leadership that she says continues to sideline key voices within the party.
Our motto from the Dissident 8 was all together. And unfortunately, the F&M, in my opinion, is not all together. They are in a position where they are filling their spaces from the front, but the back is hemorrhaging. I'm not the only one that is quite disappointed in the direction where the party is going. And there are certain people in the party that party leadership is not listening to. They're not taking advice from the persons who have been there for quite a while. And it's unfortunate that they've taken that route. And so therefore, as a result of that, there will be more persons who may not have the courage to come out like me, but will secretly do what they have to do when they get to the polls.
Well, the Coalition of Independents completing its slate ahead of the next general election, combining a cross-section of Bahamians, including educators, entrepreneurs, and healthcare professionals. It's the final four candidates, and they include Latoya Baines Stirrup for St. James, Hiram Roll receiving the nod for Bimini and the Berry Islands. In Marcos City, Julian Bartlett will carry the party's banner, and Donna McKay plans to take on the Prime Minister's seat in Cat Island, Rumpke, and San Salvador.
St. James in the house! Change ain't coming. Change is here. St. James, you have a lady who is here to bring real change, real results, if given the opportunity.
In light of Valentine's coming up, do you love your country? Yes. I love my country. Yes. It's our country, yes. It's our legacy, yes. And it's our future as the Bahamians. Yes. All right? Yes. So let's stay focused on the goal. Yes. It is about the Bahamian people and the Bahamas and putting us in a better position.
Party leader Lincoln Baines says the candidates represent the ethos of the organization, which he says makes it clear why the COI is the right choice on the 2026 ballot.
We have presented to you Bahamians who are ready for change. Ladies and gentlemen, I am tired of the same old politicians. This person and that person, they say, has worked here and worked there and done this and that, but it's their party that is the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, this time, don't just vote for the candidate. Vote for the party that has your best interests at heart.
Well, with the 2026 general election fast approaching and no official election date being announced, some Bahamians believe the country's political landscape is due for a change, and calls are growing for a more modern approach to politics. Eyewitness News turning to social media, posing the question, should national debates be implemented as a regular part of Bahamian elections? Some 93% of participants voted yes, national debates should be mandatory for all major elections. 5% voted yes, but participation should be optional. While some 1% voted no, debates are not necessary. 1% voting that they were unsure or had no opinion. Be sure to continue to participate in our daily digital polls, as your voice matters. Well, if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Ion News hotline at 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas at gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, a new non-stop flight from Quebec to Nassau. It marks another milestone for tourism. We've got that story coming up, and later today, it's Safer Internet Day. Youth are learning how to protect themselves in the digital world. We've got that story and more right after this break.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our
Even with the best care, legal challenges can arise. Protect your practice and your peace of mind with medical malpractice insurance from Star General. At Star General, we've partnered with Lloyd's of London to bring you comprehensive professional liability insurance designed specifically for those consulting or practicing privately. Visit our website today so you can focus on what you do best, caring for your patients while we take care of the rest. Star General, insurance made simple.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest tonight at Shell, $5.10. Esso coming in at $5.11. Rubis, $5.12. Your local prices at the pump. Well, there's still growing debate about government's plan to construct a new hospital tonight. As former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis says, the nation is paying the price for government's decision to torpedo a deal that he left in place to build a new hospital. Minnis says his administration had obtained a $115 million Banco Substantiaire and carried just a 1.8% interest rate that was lower than the 2% now being offered by the China Export-Import Bank for the second new Providence Hospital project. However, this financing was ultimately rejected by the Davis administration and returned to the lender, as officials say they were uncomfortable that a $20 million portion of the World Bank guaranteed funding had been allocated to funding to start up an expansion of micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises.
Your advisors and our advisors, who are the same, agreed that the facility should be at the existing site. The monies were there. So the issue that we're having as to whether or not you should have a new hospital is not an issue. We agree on that. The site was agreed upon. We agree, these are advisors, we agree that it should be a 4, possibly a 6-story tower. The monies were there. You abandoned the process, and your argument was because all the monies were not for health. The monies were for other components. I said yes. 20 million of the 115 million was for young people, for the advancement of the orange economy, for young people to start their businesses, expand their businesses. The question is, if you are using that as an excuse, then you oppose the advancement of the orange economy. You oppose the advancement of young people. So that's a poor excuse.
They're also taking aim at the negotiated labor complement, which has been split even between Chinese and Bahamian workers.
The initial argument was that I oppose 80-20. It was nonsense. You're not going to lend me money that I have to pay back, and then I have to provide 80%. That was the blockade right there. Now it's 50-50. It's the same thing. But all I'm saying is we're arguing a moot point. All the government had to do, if you say government is continuous, then be continuous. We would have been in a new hospital more than a year ago. So you have created a problem that we don't need. Now, one component of the problem, they're saying if there's any form of arbitration, you have to go to China. We are part of the Commonwealth. If there's a form of arbitration, why not use Privy Council? That's what we've always used. We don't know anything about the Chinese courts. That's another problem that one would face. But like I said, the argument in this case is government has created a problem that's not necessary. All they do is continue with the program.
Well, the Bahamas Association of Land Surveyors raising concern about what they call an alarming trend taking place in the Bahamas. The president, Roderick Woods, said he's been made aware of non-Bahamian land surveyors being entering the country to carry out projects without the necessary legal documents. It's a matter Wood argues must be addressed.
On a daily basis, we are aware of surveyors from outside the country flying in to do work and then flying out afterwards, especially on the Family Islands. All right? people are bringing in surveyors on their private jets, doing short-term projects and leaving without any kind of clearance from, say, immigration or any other authority or consultation with the Bahamas Association of Land Surveyors. Quite often, this is work that can be done by local surveyors if they are contacted and simply given the opportunity to be involved.
While attempts to reach labor officials were unsuccessful up until news time. Meantime, the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation welcoming the inaugural nonstop Porter Airlines flight from Montreal to Nassau, launching new seasonal service between Quebec and the Bahamas. The arrival strengthening airlift from Canada and improves access for travelers seeking a winter sun escape. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper says the new route highlights the importance of the Canadian market. Tourism Director General Latia Duncombe also noting the service adds capacity and reinforces Montreal as a key gateway to the Bahamas. Well, today marking Safer Internet Day, and one company is creating space for the younger generation to learn how to stay safe and responsible online. Our Rebecca Bain has the details tonight.
Safer Internet Day is recognized in more than 170 countries around the world. And here in the Bahamas Telecommunications Company marked the occasion with an interactive event aimed at helping students stay safe online. This year's focus was on navigating artificial intelligence responsibly.
We are in an age where technology within itself is advancing rapidly, even exponentially in some cases. We expect them to take away the practical skill set and knowledge. We also expect them to take away the critical thinking skills on knowing how to use smart technology in a safe way.
The event brought together students from 7 schools across New Providence, giving participants a chance to learn how AI works and to better understand the potential risk that comes with misuse. For some students, the session built on knowledge they already had.
Advice, aside from what I already know on how to stay safe online, how to continue to stay safer as things are changing. AI is one of those evolutions that many are concerned about, but it can be positive for our future.
It's very transformational. Over the years, it has changed the world, and I feel as though being involved in it is important since it's how the world is changing into today.
Keynote speaker Shervin Evans reminded the group that while artificial intelligence can be a powerful and helpful tool, it must be used responsibly, warning that misuse can have long-term consequences for a person's digital footprint.
Remember, whatever you put out there, it stays out there. Think before you click. Don't be a dead clicker. Digital footprints is so important in managing that. You can let your 12-year-old self ruin your 18-year-old future.
BTC Ambassador Bodine Johnson says she is encouraged by the impact the annual event continues to have, noting that initiatives like these play an important role in raising awareness about online safety.
What BTC would like to do is ensure that students know how to use it for effective social commentary, how to use it to ensure that their futures continue to be bright, and also how to ensure that their communities benefit from their involvement and their engagement.
As the world observes Safer Internet Day, organizers say the message remains simple. Staying connected also means staying responsible. Rebecca Bain, Eyewitness News.
Well, as the digital world continues to evolve, the Bahamas is also seeing a notable rise in cybercrime and what police describe is the misuse of social media. Inspector Kakisha McPhee says many of these cases, including online scams where young people are often the victims. She's emphasizing tonight that the Bahamas should consider approaches used in countries like France and Canada, including restricting the certain online content for children.
With any social media platform, you have to be a certain age. And a certain age is the age of 18 and over. And so for the kids who are in high school, 9 times out of 10, they are under the age of 18. And the reason why I believe social media put that rule in place because at that age you'll be more responsible. So I feel as the parents also need to play a part in what social media platform their kids are part of. So please to check their kids' online platform every day. Do not let them know when you want to take their phone. You just go and do a random check on your phone. Parents should have the passcode for their kids' phone. Parents, please talk to your kids on a daily basis, because when you're asleep, your children are on their phone doing all kind of things they should not be doing. So my advice to parents is to please make checks of your kids' social media presence every day.
Well, more thought and focus is being put into alternative forms of energy as Bahamas Power and Light leads the way in making new inroads in the energy sector. Hear more about it in this week's Keeping Current.
The new energy era. What does it mean for you as a consumer, and how soon will we start to really see and feel the benefits promised? Well, if we consider the progress made so far, the road to transforming the way we power islands is much closer than you may think.
Investing in solar power, supported by battery energy storage systems, is a game changer for island grids. These investments directly support our target of achieving 30% renewable integration by 2030. In fact, a most recent account of our progress has placed us on a trajectory of achieving 32% renewable integration by 2027.
CEO Tony Pratt shared the Bahamas' transformative energy vision with delegates at the S&P Caribbean Energy Conference in Puerto Rico, spotlighting how public-private partnerships with independent power producers are driving progress.
One of our earliest independent power producers, Bahamas Utilities Company, is actively contributing to our grid, helping to lighten system load and reduce fuel consumption.
Pratt also addressed the growing impacts of climate change, the key to building resilience and long-term energy security.
If we are able to put our heads together to climb this regional hurdle of logistics, after a hurricane, restoration becomes a logistics operation and not a procurement crisis.
On the heels of Pratt's presentation, conference delegates left re-energized and hopeful concerning the region's energy future.
One of the challenges that power utilities in the Caribbean have is funding. IPPs, because they're independent, because they operate for profit, they're more efficient than government organizations, and that is perhaps the best way in my view.
The people is the most important thing. So what you're doing right now is awesome.
From renewable investments and cleaner fuels to stronger partnerships across the Caribbean, Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited is lighting the way for a more resilient, sustainable, and reliable energy future. Progress isn't coming, it's already in motion.
Still to come in Eyewitness News tonight, it's Love Week and some of your favorite brands are showing their love. Stay tuned, but first, a check on tonight's weather forecast.
We have made significant progress on the installation of the temporary causeway at the Tino Beach Bridge. The causeway, when completed, will allow all vehicle types to access Tino Island with no weight restrictions.
Well, since the passing of Hurricane Dorian, the Lucayan Service Company has been challenged over the past 6 years. We have had major failures within the interior parts of the island on Grand Bahama Highway that lead across to the eastern part of the island, which is the Casuarina Bridge and the Sajak Cable Bridge.
In August 2023, after an inspection of the Tino Beach Bridge, there were some concerns.
And for 2 years, we've been working very closely with engineers here on island and those that are from out of Nassau as well to ensure that we had the best results going forward.
We've been exploring various options to replace the bridge to ensure that we make the best decision on the way forward for long-term sustainability. The causeway will be built by simply dumping fill into the canal. This fill will be compacted to engineering standards. After it's compacted, an asphalt top will be added. After the asphalt top is added, there will be jersey barriers and other traffic management tools to make sure pedestrians and road users are safe.
Currently, this is an emergency repair. that we're doing right now.
It would allow residents on the southern side of the bridge to return to a sense of normalcy.
Bukhari Service Company and Tamarind Development Company, we take the environment serious.
We want to let everybody know that an environmental study was completed.
And we are following the environmental monitoring plan that was provided.
We continue to work along with stakeholders and also with outside and exterior entities
to make sure we adhere to the plan and we are accountable.
And any concerns that they bring to the table, they are foremost addressed in an urgent and controlled manner.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
At a special ceremony, Prime Minister of the Bahamas, the Right Honourable Philip Brave Davis, and Director General of the Ministry of Tourism, Latia Duncombe, offered their congratulations after the Jones Communication Network named Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism the Honourable I. Chester Cooper, Person of the Year for 2025.
So when JCN speaks about his vision, his leadership, his dedication, and his creativity in expanding our tourism product, improving airlift and strengthening airports across our islands, that is not abstract. That is real life. And when you think about what he has represented for the Bahamas internationally, including his election as Vice President of the United Nations World Tourism Organization General Assembly, representing the Americas region, it is a sign that the Bahamas can lead the world, not as spectators, but as contributors.
Under his leadership, we have achieved an historic milestone, welcoming 12.5 million visitors to our destination. These achievements are far more than statistics. They represent livelihoods strengthened, communities revitalized, and opportunities renewed across every island in the Bahamas.
I want to acknowledge my supporters, my friends, and the many colleagues I have had the privilege of working with over the years. The journey has never been smooth every step of the way. There have been curveballs and obstacles. But it's always been meaningful because of the people who walked it with me.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
You have people that are so crunched over from pain, and the minute you touch them and you get rid of that tension, their life resumes back to normal. So you've had some people who couldn't get out of bed maybe for a year, just to watch them walk up the step on their own without a cane. It means a lot. What I love most about the brand is that it's fully organic and you get results from it. So if you come in with acne, you're able to get rid of it. If you come in with pain, you're able to get rid of that. We have technology, which is called an infrared sauna. So it doesn't just heat the body. It helps you with inflammation. It helps you with detoxing. You can come into the infrared sauna and sit in there for 15 to 20 minutes. You would have detoxed your body. You can go in there for 30 minutes. You would have burnt 600 calories. So that's basically like you could have cheated with a slice of cake and burn it all off. So it doesn't just make you feel good, it makes you healthy and beautiful.
More brands will be showing their love all this week, but still to come in Eyewitness News, our Laurentia Smith has a check on sports. Good evening, Laurentia.
Good evening, Janea. A new champ has been crowned for the junior boys and junior girls of the BAISS Basketball Championships. I'll tell you who, straight ahead in sports.
This is the ride on the weekend with my grandma. To this place, Burger King Nassau, where Grandma enjoyed her favorite flame grilled Whopper with fresh veggies, flame grilled beef just the way she likes it. And then I enjoyed my cheeseburger kids meal with a special treat.
And now, all grown up, I get to enjoy Burger King with these people, my friends, enjoying the same classic flame grilled Whopper. Let's just say, we know flame grilled tastes better.
Are you self-employed or have a small business that's looking for a faster, easier way to submit your C10 statements and pay NIB contributions? Sign up for the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today. It's quick, secure, and takes just 5 simple steps. You will need a completed R1 business registration form and 2 forms of ID, a passport, voter's card, NIB card, or driver's license. Choose your role and enter your info, NI number, employer's NI number, name, and date of birth. Hit next. Enter your email, check your inbox for the code, then type it in to verify. Upload the R1 form and your 2 forms of ID and tap submit. Track your application anytime by tapping check status. Once approved, you'll get your confirmation and PIN by email within 24 to 72 hours. Return to the app, tap register now, set your login details and enter your final code. That's it. You're now ready to manage your NIB contributions anytime, anywhere. Self-employed persons, small business owners, skip the line, save time. Download the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today.
The Parliamentary Registration Department wishes to inform the public that the National Voter Verification exercise is currently in progress. Verification confirms your voter details, reduces errors, and strengthens the integrity of the country's electoral system. Head to your nearest verification center with your Bahamian passport and your voter's card to get verified and be ready to cast your vote on Election Day. Your vote is your voice. One Bahamas, one vote, verified.
This is the inaugural edition of The Movement, your energy and transport briefing, bringing you updates directly from the Ministry of Energy and Transport. Welcome to The Movement, live from the National Energy Summit.
We begin with Energy in Motion, an inside look at the National Energy Summit 2025, where leaders, students, and stakeholders all gathered to accelerate the Bahamas' energy transition. Guided by the theme, Shaping a Sustainable Energy Future Through People, Power, and Partnerships, this summit stands as the signature annual event for the Ministry of Energy and Transport.
As the Minister of Energy and Transport, my vision of a sustainable energy future is driven by 3 conditions: reliability and security, affordability, and low carbon.
Across 2 impactful days, innovation, discussion, and collaboration filled every room.
Let's use the summit to deepen our understanding of where we stand. These are the first steps in a process that will benefit Bahamians for generations.
The Minister of Energy and Transport recorded key milestones: 488 steel poles replaced, over 9,000 feet of underground cable installed, power outages reduced by 86% on New Providence, and across the Bahamas, more than 18 new power stations are being developed, introducing solar, LNG, and energy storage systems.
Whether you live in Bimini or Nagua, the Ministry of Energy and Transport is dedicated to ensuring reliable, affordable, sustainable, and low-carbon electricity for everyone.
I'm Larissa Lundy, and this is The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. Stay with us.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Welcome to another edition of Eyewitness Sports. I'm Laurencia Smith. Thanks for joining us. Topping sports tonight, the BAISS Basketball Championships rolling on with the junior boys and junior girls title team heading back to Village Road as the Queens College Comets teams were crowned champions on Monday night over at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gymnasium. The Comets junior girls captured the title with a 2-game sweep over the Charles W. Saunders Cougars, edging out a 33-31 in Game 2 of the championship series. QC's head coach Cooper says the girls put in the work all season, making this championship especially rewarding.
The game is very mental. You know, you got to stay locked and you got to stay vigilant and you got to stay to the plan. So once you stay focused on what it is as a team to execute, then we'll get the job done.
Meanwhile, the Comets Junior boys added to the hardware, sweeping the Sedan's Blue Waves with a 39-34 victory. Head coach Smith says he's elated to leave the championship with a title.
Feels great, man. These guys wait from last year summer all the way up until now. We went through a lot of adversity through the year, but I'm glad these boys have put it off at the end.
Now over in the senior girls division, defending champions, the Kingsway Saints, even their championship series at 1 apiece, with the St. John's College Giants taking Game 2, 36-29. And in the senior boys action, it was a different storyline from Friday night. The St. John's College Giants bounced back in Game 2, tying the series at 1 apiece with a decisive 74-42 blowout victory over the Charles W. Saunders Cougars. The Giants head coach Baker says it feels good to regain their footing in this series.
The physical, the aggressive, you got to be able to master physicality involved if you to be able to pull the win off.
Now, the decisive Game 3 for both the senior girls and senior boys will take place on Wednesday over at the Kendall J. Lysick Gymnasium. Now, let's head on over to the track. The inaugural Devon Charlton Legend Invitational took place over the weekend at the original Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. The two-time world indoor champion in the women's 60-meter hurdles and the world record holder Devon Charlton told Eyewitness Sports it was special to give back through the event.
It's really good to just see the level of competition, and that was the whole point, to just bring high-power competition to the Bahamas.
Through the Devon Charlton Breaking Barrier Foundation, scholarships valued at $1,000 each were awarded to track and field athletes Caden Camp, Jackson Ozier, and Jahiriath Hannah. The Olympian expressed that it feels good and rewarding to be in a position to support the next generation of track and field stars.
Because I remember being a kid on this track and looking up to professional athletes, and so it's why I try and make myself as visible as possible so people will understand that I was right in their shoes and the things that I've been able to accomplish, that they feel and they know that they can do it too.
Well, that was Making Sports at this hour. I'm Lauren Tia Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
Every great idea starts with courage. Every successful business starts with belief.
And every woman deserves the opportunity to turn her vision into reality. The Fox Foundation Women Entrepreneurship Initiative is back, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever. This year, Give to Gain honors women who gave their very best, their time, their talent, their sacrifice, and their vision to succeed in innovation-driven and emerging industries.
This initiative is about investing in women who are ready to lead, build, and grow. It's about creating a real pathway to success in a new era of business.
This year's program features 2 dynamic panel discussions designed to inspire action at every level. This year also features a distinguished international speaker, bringing global insight, helping to empower women to think bigger and lead boldly.
We're proud to grant over $75,000 in funding to emerging businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs ready to take the next step. If you have an idea, a business, or a dream worth building, now is the time.
Grant applications are open until February 28th. This is more than just an event. It is a powerful networking experience.
Surround yourself with women who means business.
Join us as we give to gain.
Give your best, build what's next, and gain what matters.
Okay, guys, this is what we doing today. We training for the bounce back. This $150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me a 2 ball. 10. Give me another 2 ball. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. It's 10K. Name these games after me. Fruit Dragon.
Fruit Dragon.
Cinema Classic.
Cinema Classic.
Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. You know, Jalen Bronson disappointed us last time. You want to walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Put it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
I've been working with the company for 2 years now, and what I love about the brand is obviously the food. I am a foodie, so being able to work along with two brands that pride themselves on creating great food for customers, it's a really big deal for me. Both Wendy's and Popeyes, we both pride ourselves in creating food with fresh quality ingredients, and it's very flavorful, it's tasty, and I think that's one thing that keeps our customers from coming back. And with that, I want to say it's like an emotional connection. So with Wendy's, a lot of us have core memories of coming to Wendy's as a child. If you remember the yellow cups, the original branding, a lot of us have that core memory, and I think that's what keeps customers coming back, is that emotional connection. So we pride ourselves on giving back to our customers. Every summer and Christmas we do a big promotion where we give away to our customers. So whether that's cash or gadgets, that's one way that we give back to our customers. As well as when we do this, we do give away free items as well, whether that's food or Wendy's merch, Popeyes merch, just to name a few. What I am passionate about with working with these brands is just creating campaigns that helps us to build awareness and connect to our customers, as well as, bringing new innovative items that we think that the customers will love.
Well, that wraps up news today, but coming up and beyond the headlines with Shanique Miller, a look at today's top stories, also the political temperature check. That's coming up and beyond the headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night and be safe, everyone.
Something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them. Pages, you know, you do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
What are we walking back? That Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
okay,
not
because
what he was trying to
he also
say. Carla, I don't even know what breadbasket anymore either. What do y'all people say?
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience, with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space? The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, political flexing in high gear. The PLP today hosting a news conference to announce that Karen Shepherd, F&M Women's Association president, has left the F&M and is now the newest member of the Progressive Liberal Party. Is Shepherd the coup the PLP made her out to be? It's a question for you tonight. Also tonight, Renico Knowles making quite the impression at last night's PLP ratification. The soft-spoken Long Island candidate viral today after this. I'll call for it again because the people needed to see that. I know you all saw it because it went viral, but I wanted to show you all again. Also tonight, Dr. Eyewitness announcing his bid to be re-elected a 5th time, this time as an independent candidate, and much more. It's all straight ahead this evening. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, she was a senior member of the opposition Free National Movement until November last year. And today, Karen Shepherd has joined forces with the Progressive Liberal Party as she cited concerns of allegedly sidelined or being sidelined by the party's leadership. Now, F&M insiders say her departure was not a surprise after she was reportedly denied a nomination in the upcoming general election. As she was officially welcomed into the fold by PLP chairman Fred Mitchell, Shepherd noted that she did not have an opportunity to speak with leader Michael Pintard, but the former vice chairman and 3 times women's branch president says she's excited for a fresh start.
I didn't have an opportunity to speak with him, but my former leader did not reach out to me from November when I made myself known. And so therefore, what can I say? Leadership, any political party rise and fall on leadership. And if you don't have the fortitude to meet with your members, your senior members at that, it makes it more difficult and makes it more easier for them to make certain decisions. And so I don't regret my decision that I have made. I've made a decision with clear conscience. I served 33 years in the F&M, 3 times as president, and people will tell you I was the best president that the F&M has ever had. And so I look forward to bringing that same tenacity here in the PLP. Our motto from the Dissident 8 was all together. And unfortunately, the F&M, in my opinion, is not all together. They are in a position where they are filling their spaces from the front, but the back is hemorrhaging. I'm not the only one that is quite disappointed in the direction where the party is going. And there are certain people in the party that party leadership is not listening to. They're not taking advice from the persons who have been there for quite a while. And it's unfortunate that they've taken that route. And so therefore, as a result of that, there will be more persons who may not have the courage to come out like me, but will secretly do what they have to do when they get to the polls.
Well, there's Karen Shepherd today taking full advantage of her moment. Again, she crossed the proverbial floor and became a member of the Progressive Liberal Party officially today in that news conference that you saw right there. But question is, just how big a deal is Karen Shepherd? What has she done? What is she known for? Yes, she's been 3 times Women's Branch Chairman of the Free National Movement. But what weight does the name Karen Shepherd, or does the person, carry? And how significant is this for the PLP? And then, is it damaging for the FNM? We're going to get in right there this evening. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Beyond the Headlines contributors, Cassia Stewart and Michael Turnquist. Gentlemen, good evening to both of you.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas.
Good evening, everyone. I haven't seen you in a long time. I miss you all. I miss talking, and I miss the Bahamas. I miss Long Island, Eleuthera.
Where you been, Cassius?
I've been in the cold. I was building a snowman. Shanique told me I was building a snowman, so I built a snowman for her, but I couldn't bring it.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I wanted them to bring it. You know what I mean? But speaking of bring it, let's bring it right here tonight, because is this a major, big deal for the PLP?
You know, Shanique, I've known Karen Shepherd from, my time, running back in 2007 under the FNM banner. And I mean, she said it herself. She's been a 3-time. She served as president of the Women's Association for three terms. That to me in itself speaks volumes, that she had persons who looked up to her, followed her. And I can somewhat, at the end of the day, I consider myself, I always say, party lines is one thing, but I'm an independent thinker in terms of, knowing what's right and what's wrong. I can feel, what she is saying in terms of, communication, and it's a two-way street. I can tell people, I haven't, in terms of the leader of, I think it's been January 2025 for me, so I made.
Michael, say what you want to say, Michael.
So it's
say what you want to say, Mike.
I tell you, it's been January 2025 that I have spoken, to the leadership within the party or the leader. So I mean, she's saying November. She got a.
She along.
I don't know.
Bottom line is, this FNM leadership treats their members like crap. They treat their people like crap.
It goes back
Bottom line.
But politics is a numbers game. Every person counts. At the end of the day, it's simple as having a conversation, calling someone to the table, or picking up the phone and having that conversation with them.
Nothing but leadership.
Everybody just want to feel as though that they want it.
Yeah.
And they're seeing that they matter.
And some people live their life by politics. I always tell people, for me, at the end of the day, party is one thing, but I still think independently, at the end of the day, I still have to go wake up every morning, turn my key in whatever business it is, open it up, because no party opens up a business for me. Doesn't, at the end of the day, everybody, when it's all said and done, everybody goes scattered in their direction.
Well, Michael, Karen was really treated badly, and Karen does, whether you think that her name holds weight, Karen is symbolic to what's been going on in the Free National Movement. And for every time the members say, oh, she could go, you're going to end up with one person left in your party.
And that's the wrong mentality.
But that's what they go, because
are you all saying that's been the response to her departure today?
Well, I've seen
social media.
Social media.
So it's the same concept of when you're going knocking on a door and you go through a constituency, right? And somebody says, oh, that's a PLP. I don't care if that's a PLP. Let me go still knock on that door. Let me go see if I might say the right thing, might make that person think, this the man for the job. Forget that. Some people sometimes are just
you don't know who you can reach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not party, they're looking for the individual. And these elections that we've seen going by and by, people are looking at the candidate, not so much at times the so-called leadership, like what we've seen back in 2007, 2012. Things are changing. Young people are, hey, let me hear what you have to say.
Well,
what do you bring to the table?
You get two people on Shanique's show right now who they treat like crap too. They treat me bad. They treat Michael bad. And so, it's the symbolism. And so, for Karen to make that move, though, I applaud her, because all those people who sit down and allow themselves to be treated badly, I say disgrace to y'all. See me? I'm human. I hurt, I cry, I bleed, I get angry, and when you piss me off, I come in for you. So for me, if you do me wrong, don't expect for me to still toe the party line, even though you're doing me wrong. For those who can do that, I don't understand how you do that. But I'm a human. And I don't want nobody to take away my humanity. I love being human. I love the fact that I get angry. I smile, I laugh, I cry. When you treat me badly, I expect to be mad. They expect for you now, they expect for Karen to be treated badly and stay with them. No, Karen, go where you find yourself to be happy.
But Cassius, I mean, for me, I always, I'm not, you know.
You can stay.
I might, no, I'm not, it's not staying. I'm just talking about being mad or having feelings about, you know, I tell people I don't care. I'm a businessman. At the end of the day, sometimes I have to fire people. Sometimes I have to, you know, I have to do certain things being in business. To me, hey, you made your decision. That's fine. I can live with that. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm an independent thinker. I don't have time to carry feelings and this, that, the next. I don't believe in that. That's just not me being the leader that I am.
I have feelings, son.
No, I don't. In my business, I can't carry feelings.
You don't carry.
I have
feelings.
So then, gentlemen, is this the big deal? Is this the big deal for the PLP? Especially as you all said, listen, every single person matters.
Listen,
every number.
Karen,
so is this a big deal for them as they made it today?
The problem that we have in leadership in a lot of parties, and I'm talking about F&M, PLP, you have leaders who carry feelings. I've been around leaders. They'll row you, or you could have words with them, and they'll laugh the next morning with you like it's as if nothing happened. We have leaders today that are petty. It's petty politics.
Yeah.
The inner politics of a lot of parties are very petty. You have some leaders who just say, hey, at the end of the day, man and woman, we can have disagreements, but at the end of the day, we can still wake up in the morning and still have a sensible conversation.
But Michael, see, at the same time, leadership that treats their followership badly with disdain and disrespect, and they expect the followership.
You expect follow.
What I'm saying, but you expect them to continue to follow you, even though you treat them badly.
You can't.
But see, at some point, even dogs turn against you. You understand?
Oh, yeah.
And so you got to understand that when you want people to follow you, they bring in their resources, their talent, and that's for free. And so you can't win without them. And so you have to make sure that they're happy so you could be happy. But you want to treat them, you want to treat them badly, and then you expect for them to still be happy and follow you.
Yeah, but
you got to understand. But you got to understand. I think what they need is a class in what leadership is, not management. I don't want management. You need a class in what leadership is. It's pulling out people's greatness, pulling greatness of the people, not trying to walk over people and trample over people. Everybody who said they want to be a part of your organization, you got to make sure that each one of them can understand that they can reach their full potential and maximize their potential so the Bahamas can be great. That's the whole goal.
Well, I imagine,
not to make you look good.
Gentlemen, I imagine we're going to see a lot of this back and forth as we get nearer and nearer to election. Political parties making announcements of who joined, who left where, and joined up with them. It happens in many election seasons, and no doubt this is the first of many.
Michael, you joining?
Many ahead. Meanwhile, you don't have to answer that. Let's stay focused. Look at your camera. You each look at your cameras. Get this, you all. The race to the 2026 general election is underway. The Progressive Liberal Party, as you all saw last evening, has locked in its full slate of candidates, with Prime Minister Philip Davis confirming last night that he will be at the top of the ticket, setting the stage for a bid to secure back-to-back terms in office. Linton Ritchie Jr. has the highlights, and then we come back and talk about it.
After months of political posturing, rallies, and internal jockeying, the Progressive Liberal Party has locked in its team for Decision 2026. The party officially closing the curtain on its ratification process and putting its full slate of candidates on the political starting block. At the top of that ticket, Prime Minister Philip Davis, formally confirmed as the PLP candidate for Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador, clearing the way for his bid at a second consecutive term in office. Davis returning to his political roots, asking constituents for another vote of confidence.
Cat Island taught me faith. Rumkey taught me humility. San Salvador taught me pride.
Joining the Prime Minister on the front line, a mix of party heavyweights and familiar faces. Veteran politicians Glenys Hannah Martin and Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper both securing their nominations. Hannah Martin for Anglerston and Cooper for Exuma and Ragged Island. Meanwhile, the PLP is looking to make inroads in traditional F&M territory. Former candidate Renika Knowles, who lost to Dr. Hubert Minnis in Killarney back in 2017, is now turning her attention to Long Island, hoping to turn the historic F&M stronghold yellow.
We will build on this progress. Long Island has suffered from poor representation for far too long. We need real investments in your priorities.
In St. Anne's, newcomer Keno Wong is taking aim at incumbent MP Adrian White, making his case for change in the Eastern District.
St. Anne's deserves better.
Our country deserves better. And tonight, I say it's time to get rid of Adrian White.
And it's not just career politicians stepping forward. Senior PLP executives are also making the jump to frontline politics, with Deputy Vice Chairman Obi Roberts ratified for Southern Shores and former Vice Chairman Robin Lines getting the nod in Killarney.
Southern Shores, can I count on you? Registered and to get transferred now.
I say no. You gotta understand something. Killarney has been an F&M stronghold for too long. They had to let the lioness loose and send her to bring it home.
With the process now complete, Prime Minister Davis declaring the party united and ready for battle, calling the final slate a, quote, complete family. The official campaign kicks into high gear on February 16th as the PLP seeks to do something no government has done in nearly 3 decades, win back-to-back terms. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Well, there you have it. Cassius and Michael, the PLP, said, listen, all engines fired up and ready and raring to go. I think they're done. They're done, actually, with the entire slate. The Prime Minister, his deputy, and senior people like Glenys Hannah Martin, for example, they were all ratified last evening. I will get from you all just a quick response before we move on, because, boy, we saw a beautiful, calm Renika speaking right there, and she is such a nice person. I met her once when I had to host something, a cultural event, and she walked up to me, I didn't know her before then, and so we spoke, and very nice, but man, you went viral last night. Did you see you? We're gonna show you a bit of what she did last night outside of what you saw just now. When Beyond the Headlines continues right after this break. Stay close.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here at Superwash. And you know how Superwash always have the latest and greatest model of washer and dryer? Well, they thought it's about time they get the latest supermodel as well.
Hey, wait a minute, Mr. Charlie Banana. Just because Superwash always changing and upgrading their machines, I mean they gotta change those spokesmen. They got the newest washer and dryer, and they're always upgrading all their locations. And these 2 models? They ain't got to change. Superwash, they wash you, cleans you, process you 24/7.
Are you self-employed or have a small business that's looking for a faster, easier way to submit your C10 statements and pay NIB contributions? Sign up for the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today. It's quick, secure, and takes just 5 simple steps. You will need a completed R1 business registration form and 2 forms of ID, a passport, voter's card, NIB card, or driver's license. Choose your role and enter your info, NI number, employer's NI number, name, and date of birth. Hit next. Enter your email, check your inbox for the code, then type it in to verify. Upload the R1 form and your 2 forms of ID and tap submit. Track your application anytime by tapping check status. Once approved, you'll get your confirmation and PIN by email within 24 to 72 hours. Return to the app, tap register now, set your login details, and enter your final code. That's it. You're now ready to manage your NIB contributions anytime, anywhere. Self-employed persons, small business owners. Skip the line, save time. Download the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today. Introducing the Easy Renew portal, brought to you by the National Insurance Board. Renewing your national insurance card has never been easier.
I can renew our cards right from the comfort of our home.
And it's so convenient.
Wow.
Whether you're at work or studying hard at the library, even when you're on the go or enjoying retirement.
This is so easy.
Day or night, the Easy Renew portal is there for you. Easy Renew portal. Convenience at your fingertips.
Very dry, tight, sensitive skin? Relieve it in 60 seconds with Aveeno Skin Relief. With soothing triple oat complex, clinically proven to heal and strengthen dry skin. Aveeno, your skin stronger.
Don't let diarrhea steal your sunshine. Imodium Multi-Symptom Relief gets to work fast in just 1 hour, offering our most complete relief from diarrhea, bloating, gas, and cramps. So you can get diarrhea off your mind. Imodium. Calm the chaos of diarrhea.
I feel good when you're wrapped up in my arms, dancing to a reggae song. Feel good, feel good. I feel good, 'cause your perfume isn't loud, and only I can talk about. Feel good. good, feel good. You feel like velvet rubbing over my skin. And when your head...
It's a Holy Frosty Christmas, and Wendy's and Coke is bringing the chill. This year, when you upgrade any Wendy's combo to a large, you can instantly win big with the Upgrade and Win Christmas giveaway. We're talking travel gift cards, gadgets, holiday treats, and prizes that make your Holy Frosty Christmas shine. Just upgrade your favorite lunch combo, scan the QR code on your receipt to enter, and let the holiday magic begin. Enjoy great tasting food and win big this Christmas with Wendy's and Coca-Cola's Upgrade and Win. Rules and restrictions apply.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you all tuned in. We're going to jump right back in. As you know, it's politics. We are really gearing up for the start of the political season. Cassius and Michael, you heard Prime Minister Davis say, listen, the PLP will officially, the PLP do a number of official things in a season. Well, they will officially begin their election campaign on the 16th, which is next week. But let's just kind of talk about what you all saw last evening, the official presentation and presenting of all ratified candidates, including the Prime Minister himself.
Well, Kalani, I like Robin lines. I think Robin is sound. I think Robin brings a good strength to Kalani. She will give Minister a run. I think if she can hold the votes that Ronnie had last election and perhaps get probably 2 to 3% of that, she could possibly win because the vote in Kalani will be split 4 ways. Mm-hmm. And so, but Robin, you got to answer your phone. When people call you, you got to answer your phone. It's election time. It's election time. When somebody calls you, when I call you, answer your phone.
You live in Kalani? So
I live in Kalani.
Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does.
And I have some votes in my house.
You were saying that she is not elected as yet and not answering?
I know why she answered. She might have been busy. But answer your phone when I call.
Cassis, now you got to stop. Did you call the right number?
I call it right. I call it right now.
Michael, your thoughts on?
But yes. Also Renika. I mean, we'll talk about Renika. But Renika is my girl. I like Renika. She is. I think she just needs some coaching in terms of how do you deliver your message across.
Well, let's wait till we get to it because I don't want you to talk about Renika until we actually present her officially.
Yes.
No, but I mean, so
you're talking about Kalani?
I've known Robin me and Robin traveled to China many years ago, and I've gotten the opportunity to know her during that time. I like Robin as a person. I listened to her speech last night. I think it was a very good speech in terms of what her plans were. I think I saw a couple of things that she would have done on social media as relates to her community meetings that she had in Kalani, and I think with the candidates that are going up, she stands a good chance with her energy and what she brings to the table. I mean, so Kalani is going to be a very interesting one to watch. I don't think it's going to be any pushover on either side. Dr. Menace has done his things over the years, but a lot of people are looking for fresh energy. They're looking for new ideas.
Tell her answer the phone call.
So
she answer your call.
She might have an automated system, and you just ain't make it to the top of the queue yet.
Robin Lyons, they say you ain't elected yet, and you already adopting bad habits.
That's what Cassius said.
Answer them.
I say that.
Answer Cassius.
Answer my call when I call.
But listen, you all, of course, this season is just getting started, so we will see exactly how each candidate plays out. Plus, remember, Temperature Check returns tomorrow evening. That is the show where we go constituency by constituency, candidate by candidate, and really, with no holds barred and no way to that gives one a hand up over the. We look directly at each candidate and see what they're good for, what they've done, their track record, even if they're a newcomer. What else have you done to now step up in this way to present yourself to whichever constituency it is? So it's a lot of fun, Temperature Check, and really it's kind of just honest opinion. and perspectives and analysis. And so that returns tomorrow evening. But listen, you all, Renika Knowles. Renika Knowles is she's ran before in the Killarney constituency. Speaking of, no, I'm coming back to that. She's ran in Killarney, and she's now ratified for Long Island. A very nice person. I met her once, and we spoke briefly. But it was this moment, Renika. It was this moment that you don't ever need to repeat something like it again. Look, take a look.
Long Island, our time for waiting is over. Our time for building and progress is now. You hear me?
Renika, listen, Mom, get it together. Relax a bit. It's not you. That's not you. You are a lady, and show up in the place. I'm sure Long Island know you as a lady, and they love you for what you were after. And she also has pageantry in her history also. So she's very well poised. Renika, bring that to them, man. You tell them what y'all thought, though. No, for real. Everybody didn't do whatever they didn't do on social media. Renika, thanks for the moment.
I've been buried in so much work today. I didn't get to see it till just now. But let me tell you, I mean, sometimes for people who go on public speaking, you have an adrenaline rush, and sometimes you don't know how to control that adrenaline rush. But for Renika, she just needs coaching. That when you get that adrenaline rush, you got to remain calm. You cannot allow that you want to get all passionate because she saw somebody else get passionate. It worked for some people, but it may not work for you because your voice tones don't go over that well and so on. So you just deliver your message calm and smoothly. If you want to say whatever party you in, PLP, all the way, rather, you do that. But don't try to get too passionate because it takes away because you don't have the voice tones for it. And just remain calm. She just needs coaching, but that was a
situation.
That wasn't good for.
Renika and I do you no favors.
I always remember my first speech on R.M. Bailey Park, and I felt as though it was a last-minute introduction. I call it introduction by fire. Just hey, we need you to get up there. And we need you to put on speak to the people. And when I got up on that stage, and I look at those at that time there was thousands of thousands. R.M. Bailey was packed. And boy, I was like, goodness gracious.
Adrenaline rush hit you.
That it almost shut me up. But you have to know how to, you got to feel the momentum of the crowd.
Yeah.
You have to go with the crowd in terms of what they're asking for. And, and I think I was able to, I call it, you got to pivot. You got to pivot on the dime based on what the people are feeling. And you got to try to keep eye contact with. Either you find one who into you and you I can be into him or her, and you go from there. But it's not an easy thing. You get out in the front of hundreds, thousands, just depending on what crowd you're dealing with. Imagine if you get up on across from by the fish fry. Sometimes you get Clifford Park, you get thousands and thousands of people. It's not an easy task. I'm sure you spoke in the front of hundreds of people before, and doing it for a first time. I might have done it in 2007, but who knows? Coming back in 2026, it's a total different dynamics, totally different people. But at the end, it is coaching. It is making sure you're prepared. It is making sure that you have the right people around you to guide you in terms of hey, here's what to look at. You find that one person in the crowd who you feel as though you resonate with, and you feed off of that energy, and you keep going, But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of time to correct what has been done, But at the end of the day, like you said, it's coaching.
Yeah,
it's it's people guiding you because it's not an easy road.
The president of the United States, every time he speaks, and every president perhaps would go through coaches on their speeches.
Yeah.
I think the prime minister would do the same thing. Prime ministers of different countries, whether you're leader of organizations, you need coaching to deliver your message because you don't want people to get lost in the rhetoric, but you want them to hear your message. And so there's strategies in speaking. Yeah. And so we all did this in school. We all learned different strategies in speaking. And so passion is one thing. You need passion. If you don't have passion, you shouldn't be in the race. She has the passion.
You can tell the passion is there, but it's just how do you...
She needs to figure out how to hone that so that the people don't miss the message because I didn't hear what she said.
Aren't y'all nice? I know another candidate would hope y'all are just as nice to him or her.
We sensible critique people.
It's not. I tell people it's not until you get.
Oh, I know.
We have to encourage people. We're still all the end of the day. We're all Bahamians. You know, at the end of the day, I don't want to, you know, at the end, it can happen to me or it can happen to me or anyone. Some people just, you know, you can get up and you've been doing it for years.
One time I was speaking at a rally at Shanique, and the bright lights were shining on the white paper. So every time I looked down and looked up, when I looked down, everything was black, so I couldn't see nothing.
Yes.
And so I had to try to remember what it was, because when you look up and you look down, everything is black. And so you go through these things and you just got to learn. But I mean, as young candidates, and she's not a young candidate, but as young speakers, you know, because we speak all the time, there are strategies you have to be able to reach your audience. And so that's just something that she needs to learn. That's something I think the PLP needs to, and all parties need to put on speaking classes for their candidates, so that they'll be able to learn how to deliver their messages.
When I ran in 2007, I always said it was baptism by fire. There was no coaching, there was nothing. Hey, we put you, I was 29 at the time. You know, they put, or 28. They put you there. Hey, you got to figure it out. They give you maybe someone to help you with the campaign, or you find somebody and that person try to guide you. But at the end of the day, you're basically making it up as you go. There's no much guidelines to follow. Hey, this is what you do, or this, that, the next. They'll call you up. Hey, we need you to speak at this particular event. You got to get your speech ready, and doing it for the first time at a young age. You know, I was like, okay, and that's why you just got to learn how to just, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, you have to be, as political organizations, when you read structures like books like Lee Kuan Yew and what they did with their political parties and their candidates, they made sure that each one of their candidates is prepared to become the prime minister.
But what does the candidate do, though? Or the
And so
candidate
you have to
themselves?
develop yourself.
Because if we were discussing the F&M tonight, I would have been very keen on hearing what you all thought, because I've seen stuff online about their candidates, and
We ain't hear them speak. They ain't talk yet.
Well, no, we've not heard them speak. But what I'm saying, like, you know, the candidate also needs to show up prepared, do that work, do the groundwork, like seek that training.
But see, to offer yourself as a candidate, see the problem here. When you offer yourself as a candidate, you need to be prepared to run, because you represent the whole country. Whether you represent Angleton or Michael or wherever, you represent the Bahamas. And when you speak, they don't see Michael, they see Bahamians. And so if you go on the international stage and make a boo-boo, all us make a boo-boo. That's why we can't put no jokers forward just because we want them to run an election. And that is why we keep falling down. That is why we keep tripping down, because we keep putting jokers forward. Lee Kuan Yew said something that he said, we will not have duds in the government nor the opposition. So in other words, when the opposition find people that are not qualified, the governing party and Lee Kuan Yew, they used to make sure that they remove that opposition party, because he represents Her Majesty's loyal opposition. And so when they speak, everybody's represented in Singapore. We got to do the same thing. Yeah. You can't just pick up people off the street and want them run, and when they go before they make all us embarrassed. And that's why we always embarrassed.
You know the issue is there. A lot of people will say, "Oh, well, you're trying to say you just won the elite." It's it's nothing.
No,
but
prepared.
Yeah,
we want the prepared.
And that's when I would say, hey, she has been there in 2017. You know the game. You know what it takes in order to do certain things. So yes, you should know that you should be prepared, and you should always be willing to pivot in terms of when either you're called upon, and that's just politics.
See, it is a sacred opportunity to sit in the House of Assembly. But when you sit in the House of Assembly, you have a platform. That's a national platform, whether you're a senator or a member of parliament. You need to represent the Bahamas on a flick of a dime. How do you speak about tourism, immigration, crime, whatever? You need to be able to know that. And so, but you just want to be a candidate because you want to be a candidate. They grab you from anywhere out of the bush and put you up and say, now you're a candidate.
When I ran in 2007, I kept an extra speech always in my back pocket. Just in case.
But you see, it's preparation though.
I agree with you all. I'll tell you who was prepared, and that was Dr. Hubert Minnis last night on this show. Dr. Minnis looked Prime Minister, how do you say? Prime Minister.
Prime Minister.
Let's make up a word. Prime Minister.
Prime Minister. Thank you, Cassius, because I don't know what I was aiming for. But no, he looked Prime Minister. He was very eloquent, very composed, very much in charge. And so now you all know, and you all saw it, he has made his plans known, announcing that he will run as an independent candidate in the Killarney constituency, seeking a 5th time to be elected by the people of Killarney. Here's Laurencia Smith with some reaction.
After months of chatter and speculation, former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis has drawn a line in the sand. Last night, he announced that he will be running as an independent candidate for Killarney in the next general election. This morning, we hit the ground in the constituency to garner reaction from voters.
Because he's not with a party, how that would go if residents are still going to be willing to vote for him.
It's a wonderful idea.
Why?
because Dr. Minnis has served this constituency very, very well.
He would run as an independent. It made too much sense. But that one, he wouldn't win that seat.
He made the point on Beyond the Headlines with Shanique Miller. He says his focus remains on leading his community, treating residents with respect, and upholding the core values of the FNM.
By Cecil Wallace Whitfield and others. Those core values that I hold on to are integrity, transparency, respect, inclusiveness.
The former prime minister was sidelined by the FNM. They ultimately gave the nod to Senator Michaela Barnett Ellis for that area. Minnis says he harbors no ill feelings and remains confident in his relationship with constituents as he runs as an independent.
When you allow ill feeling to get in your body, that in itself causes sickness and stress. I don't have time for that. I am a very relaxed person.
Political experts say Kalani could become a hotly contested seat, with 4 names expected on the ballot: Minnis, Barnett Ellis, former Progressive Liberal Party Senator Robin Lines, and Coalition of Independents Deputy Leader Dr. Veronica McGyver. When asked about his opponents, Minnis had this to say.
Met Robin Lines.
Robin
If
Lines.
she stood in front of me, I wouldn't know
You wouldn't know her?
What I do know and what I've heard, I know that she's active PLP, and what I know of the PLP, they are good, excellent at glitz and glamour. So
Minnis has been the MP for the area since 2007. We also asked residents what are their expectations for whomever is elected to represent the area.
I don't know, they just probably gonna have some big shoes to fill because, like I said, this is his area and, you know, he has been successful in past elections. So I just feel like it's gonna be some big shoes for, if he is not successful, whoever the person is.
A lot of things that need to be done in this area.
Like what?
Okay, they need food drive-by, they need hosting.
And despite his intention to run as an independent, according to parliamentary officials, Dr. Minnis will remain recognized as an FNM MP until he formally notifies the parliament. As the campaign trail heats up, only time will tell who the voters of Kalani will mark their X for in the upcoming general election. Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Well, gentlemen, your thoughts very, very quickly, because, Dr. Minnis was on the show last evening, and as you all saw, it was good to hear just response from regular people on the streets today in that report by Laurencia Smith. Your thoughts on Dr. Minnis, his announcement, and going for a 5th term as an independent in Kalani?
Well, Dr. Minnis, like I said, he have a right to run, and when you look at those FNMs, it was Peter Puch and was it Peter Puch and Tennyson Wells that broke away and ran as an independent. I think the only one was successful was Peter Puch because he ran with the assistance of the PLP in 2000, because I ran against Peter Puch at that time, and the PLP showed their support behind him. But I don't think Tennyson Wells won. Tennyson Wells lost Bamboo Town, running as an independent. Whitney Bastian won as an independent.
I thought he won once. I thought
he won once?
Might be wrong.
But it's going to be difficult as an independent, but Minnis did lay a good groundwork because Kalani is a constituency that don't need the food drive. So I ended up, whatever that man in front of the Royal Bank talking about, he don't live in Kalani, so we don't need no food drive. Don't let him talk to you. We ain't looking for nothing from no MP, all right? We get an MP something. And so we want good representation, making sure that our garbage is collected, our streets are clean, and then we have our neighborhood safe. That's what we want in Kalani. And so once but Minnis has met a lot of that, and so we don't see any issue. It's just whether or not Robin could bring a strong game, or Veronica can bring a strong game, and they could sell their platform.
Or Michaela.
Or Michaela could bring a strong game. And so once you bring a strong game to Kalani, and we sit down, you sit down with us, you ain't gonna be able to catch us because we get gating thing. But if you do catch us, you'll be able to sell us your plan, and then if you buy in, we may vote for you. But right now it's up in the air, and whoever could come tough, we may support you.
I think Kalani, I mean, it's obvious that Dr. Minnis has set a foundation that's very hard, for someone to come and say, they're going to start rebuilding or start from the bottom up. They're building off of something that has been started. It's just all about I think Kalani is going to be about demographics of the voters in terms of who's actually registered to vote, who's looking for, the same, I guess you would say the same thing. I think Dr. Minnis has tried to up his game. I've seen his social media pages over the past, couple of months have started to be, very fun, engaging with his audience, whether it be his voters or, or his constituents. So I think it's all going to be based on the demographics in terms of what determines who's going to actually be the winner in that particular constituency.
And he's polished. I mean, Minnis is, like we said, Minnis has a public relations team that is working with him on public relations, on marketing, on social media, because he wants to win.
And he didn't start off that way.
You understand?
No,
he was rough.
Start off that way. He was very rough around the edges.
He was rough.
But, he was a very good doctor at that time.
But now he's more polished. He's more polished now.
He's a polished politician.
Now you see him and his wife going to AID buy a blanket. You got to bring one of them blanket for me and Kalani.
I don't need that. You already say you don't need that. Listen, when we come back, the Coalition of Independents also launching its slate of candidates, or I think wrapping it up last evening with just one outstanding ratification to make. We'll take a look at what they did last night and who is where. Beyond the Headlines is back right after this.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them. Pages, you know, you just do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
What are we walking back? That Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
okay,
not
because
what he was trying to
he also
say. Carla, I don't even know what bread basket anymore either. What do y'all people say?
Okay, guys, this is what we doing today. We training for the bounce back. This 150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me a 2 ball. 10. Give me another 2 ball. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. It's 10K. Name these games after me. Fruit Dragon.
Fruit Dragon.
Cinema Classic.
Cinema Classic.
Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. Jalen Brunson disappointed us last time. You want to walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Hit it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
Every great idea starts with courage. Every successful business starts with belief.
And every woman deserves the opportunity to turn her vision into reality. The Fox Foundation Women Entrepreneurship Initiative is back, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever. This year, Give to Gain honors women who gave their very best, their time, their talent, their sacrifice, and their vision to succeed in innovation-driven and emerging industries.
This initiative is about investing in women who are ready to lead, build, and grow. It's about creating a real pathway to success in a new era of business.
This year's program features 2 dynamic panel discussions designed to inspire action at every level. This year also features a distinguished international speaker, bringing global insight, helping to empower women to think bigger and lead boldly.
We're proud to grant over $75,000 in funding to emerging businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs ready to take the next step. If you have an idea, a business, or a dream worth building, now is the time.
Grant applications are open until February 28th. This is more than just an event. It is a powerful networking experience.
Surround yourself with women who mean business.
Join us as we give to gain.
Give your best, build what's next, and gain what matters.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Just before the break, we spoke about Dr. Minnis officially announcing that he will run as an independent in the upcoming general election. Well, let's talk about the independent factor, Cassius and Michael. This election season, we see a handful of independents emerging, led obviously by Dr. Minnis. There's question about Renwood Wells. There's a pastor in North Abaco. And then in Freetown, there's Andrew Blue Johnson, who continues to walk the streets in Freetown, conduct cleanup efforts and other community initiatives. Take a look.
Hello, Freetown. Andrew Blue Johnson. We're now here on Edward Street, clearing down our property. And Freetown family, let me see, I have a young fella who lives in the neighborhood. The property where I'm cleaning down, his property is bordering. And he is an arguer with me, cussing me out and telling me I cleaning down too much property around here. I think that I own the property. Freetown, this is the type of attitude we're gonna get. These are the people that we need to stop entertaining.
Yeah, so there he is in Freetown doing a cleanup effort today. Cassius and Michael, your thoughts about the independents and how they are not shying away this election season. Like Johnson, they're out there and saying, hey, listen, we're going to step up to the plate and do this as well.
Well, I mean, for Andrew, you know, Blue, you know, Sabas have a name for me. Sabas called me the most sexy MP, and they were just teasing me, say, how Andrew,
who calls you that?
How Blue wearing all these tight clothes, and Blue Blue's not the sexiest MP, out there. So Sabas, you got to give me another name, please.
You know, they had a picture of Cassius one time coming out the water,
and slow
and
motion.
you see that hair.
Slow motion.
And you know something? I had to live with that. Hear him talk. He's man,
and I was coming in hot,
and he was hot. So, you know, I mean...
But listen, I can pass it on to Blue. I can pass it on to Blue
No,
now.
no, he wants to... I'll tell you, Blue
Aaron wants it now. You know, so,
Aaron Lewis?
Yeah,
Blue said, you know, he is not sure because he feels a little daunted now because, what's his name? Rick Fox is now in the race.
Oh, yeah, Rick in the race
so he
too
wants
now.
to know who is more handsome.
They don't never look better than me anyway. So, but anyway,
That's
so
it.
Blue, you know, you're looking good in Freetown. You know, clothes ain't gotta be that tight now. Using MP now. You want to be an MP? You can't wear them too much so tight clothes, man. You know. And so, because you know, Michael was just commenting on that. You know, if you're going for a model or you're going for a member of parliament.
Which Michael?
Digress.
Anyway, Shanique, you know, it's interesting to see, you know, you have so many independents, and I think it goes back to my comment earlier in terms of, you know, you have a lot, the demographics of our electorate is changing in terms of the younger people. They're very independent thing because you see a lot of young entrepreneurs, you know, doing new things, being innovative. You know, these are people who are their mindset is not party line in terms of F&M, PLP, or the so-called the other fellas. But you know, and this is what you have a lot of independent candidates. They're now seeing this. They see that there's an opportunity where they can speak to young people. They can speak to, you know, don't have to worry about Grammy and Mummy because you know how they voting. But they can reach out to the young people and say, hey, here's my plans. Here's what I think we can do together. We can build a community together. And that's what I'm seeing when you listen to some of these independent candidates. You look at their messaging and they're going after the young voters. They're going after the youth. They're staying on top of them. And I think this is where they see the opportunity, and it's why we see so many independents emerging and saying, hey.
Well, this is what I really wanted this evening. In fact, he was supposed to be a part of our show, this show this evening, Aaron Jones, one half of my youth panel, but he came down with the flu and he wasn't able to make it this evening because I wanted them to weigh in about exactly who has in large numbers the attention of the first time or youth vote. They will hang around all season, all this election season, so we will hear from them. But they certainly have opinions on how that's shaping up and continues to look and shape up as this election season progresses. Meanwhile, though, the Coalition of Independents completing its slate of candidates ahead of the next general election, combining a cross-section of Bahamians, including educators, entrepreneurs, and healthcare professionals. In its final four candidates included last evening Latoya Bain Stirrup for St. James, Hiram Roll received the nod for Bimini and the Berry Islands. In Marco City, Jillian Bartlett will carry the party's banner, and Donna McKay plans to take on the Prime Minister. In Cat Island, Rumkey and San Salvador.
St. James in the house! Change ain't coming. Change is here. St. James, you have a lady who is here to bring real change, real results, if given the opportunity.
In light of Valentine's coming up, do you love your country? Yes. I love my country. Yes. It's our country, yes. It's our legacy, yes. And it is our future as the Bahamians. Yes. All right? Yes. So let's stay focused on the goal. Yes. It is about the Bahamian people and the Bahamas and putting us in a better position.
Well, party leader Lincoln Bain says the candidates represent the ethos of the organization, which Bain says makes it clear why the COI is the right choice on the 2026 ballot.
We have presented to you Bahamians who are ready for change. Ladies and gentlemen, I am tired of the same old politicians. This person and that person, they say, has worked here and worked there and done this and that, but it's their party that is the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, this time, don't just vote for the candidate, vote for the party that has your best interests at heart.
That happened last evening. They're ratifying the final four. I think it's one remaining, which is Garden Hills. I understand that's not been ratified. Your thoughts about the COI and what you witnessed last evening?
I can be quick. Shanique, here's my issue with the COI. I respect everyone, but when you're talking about other parties and this, that, and the next, when you have your leader, you're talking about change. It can't be changed when a leader is going, you have court battle things that I thought. This is what I don't understand in terms of how can I follow leadership that is doing the same old thing that we've seen in the past over and over. I can't subscribe to that. Not me being so-called, I'm independent, I'm smart enough to say, think on my 2 feet or think on 1 feet. To me, that's sometimes it doesn't add up.
Well, I know what the members of the COI feel. They want change, they want a new direction. And there's a handful of people, there's a lot more people want, but the problem is a man can only lead you as far as he himself has gone. And the problem with the COI is their leadership is the problem. You can't go as far as the leader's gone. The leadership got problems, and that's where they're stuck in the mud right now. If they could find a good leader, they may be able to change the game.
Temperature check returns tomorrow evening here on Beyond the Headlines. I want you all to tune in. We're going to recap. We've done a total of 6 constituencies already. We're going to look and see, have things changed in those constituencies? Are the candidates performing? Are they perhaps even performing better? Or have they woken up? That's what we'll do tomorrow evening as we get set to take temperature checks straight into election 2026. I want to thank this evening my contributors for joining me, Cassius Stewart, Michael Turnquest. Gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out. It's good to have you all here. And a big thank you to all of you tuning in this evening. It's certainly been an awesome pleasure having you tuned in. I look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited, Eyewitness News, and Beyond the Headlines.
It's time for Quick Draw. Get out your tickets now. We're playing Quick 2, 3, and 4. Good luck!
Don't sleep, wake up.
Collect your money,
Wake up,
collect your money,
wake up.
Tera, go get the moolah.
Wake up.
Money to kala.